Good morning, students. A very warm welcome to class 6 English literature class. Today we are going to study chapter number 1 of Mulberry Leaving the Valley. This is the story of Malala Yousafzai, a well-known name. She was the girl, not she is the girl who raised her voice for the betterment, for the education of the girls. As it is written in the text, Malala Yousafzai is an activist for the education of girls and women. She began her activism in her native Swat Valley in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, northwest Pakistan, where the local Taliban at times did not allow girls to attend school. It means there was no education for the girls that time. In 2009, when Malala was 12 years old, the growing violence in her region forced her family to flee. Flee means to say to move away from there. In this extract from her story, Malala described this experience. So let's start with the text. Leaving out home felt like having my heart ripped out. I stood on a roof, looking at the mountains, the snow-topped Mount Elam. I looked at the trees all coming into leaf. The fruit of our apricot tree might be eaten by someone else this year. Everything was silent, pin drop silent. There was no sound from the river on the wind or the wind. Even the birds were not chirping. I wanted to cry because I felt in my heart that I might never see my home again. This time, Malala was very sad. She was near about to cry because now she is going to leave her home where she passed her beautiful time, her childhood. So many memories she was having means we can say that this is the time when she is feeling sentimental thoughts are coming in her mind. The time came when she had to leave the house. She is standing on the roof, looking everywhere. Mountains which were covered with snow. Mount Elam. What is Elam? Elam, known as a Elam Ghar. It is a 2800 meters mountain located between Swat and Buner district of Pakistan. It is the highest peak in the region and is covered most of the year with snow. It is located west of Pirbaba in the Buner district of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa of Pakistan. She was looking at the trees. She was looking at the apricot tree, now thinking that this year she will not eat the fruit of this apricot tree. Someone else will be there to take this. Everywhere silent was there. Pin drop silent, no sound because of the terror, because of the violence. Even up to birds were not chirping. She wanted to cry because she was very sad. She was feeling that her heart is going to burst out. She was sad, she was tensed because she was thinking that she will never see her home again. That's why she was very sad. Everything could not imagine happening or had happened. she was thinking her school would not close. It had. She was thinking that she will never leave Sweat Valley. But this is the time when they have to leave from there because of the violence. She is telling that I thought Sweat would be free of the Taliban one day and we would rejoice. But now I realize that might not happen. It means to see the situation, to see the circumstances. She realized that Sweat would not be free from the Taliban that day. I started to cry. It was if everyone had been waiting for someone else to start. My cousin's wife, Honey, started weeping. Then all of us were crying, but my mother was very composed and courageous. Now the time was out of my control and I started to cry. This seems that everybody was waiting for someone to start to cry. My cousin's wife, Honey, started weeping. Then all of us were crying. But my mother of Malala Yousafzai, was very composed and courageous. Composed means to say who can control her feeling well. Courageous, that's why she didn't cry. I put all my books and notebooks in my school bag and then packed another bag of clothes. I could not think straight. I took the trousers from one set and the top from another, so I had a bag of things which did not match. She started to pack her material as school books, notebooks, clothes, etc. While their clothes were not matching to each other, but required things she need to take. I did not take any of my school award or photos or personal belongings as we were traveling in someone else's car and there was little room. My mother also said I must leave my school bag behind. We did not own anything expensive like a laptop or jewelry. Our only valuable items had been our TV, a fridge, a washing machine. We did not lead a life of luxury. We, Pashtuns, prefer to sit on floors rather than chair. When she started to collect her material, then suddenly her mother told her to leave her bag, school bag, because they don't know where they had to move. And there was too much rush. That's why she told to leave her school bag. They did not having expensive material with them as jewelry, laptop, etc. Only valuable items they were having, that were TV, fridge, washing machine. They did not lead a life of luxury. As Malala was telling, we Pashtuns prefer to sit on floor rather than chair. It means they did not use chairs to sit. Usually they sit on floor. My father had stood leaving till the end, but then some of my parents' friends had lost a relative in gunfire. Seeing their grief made my mother determined to leave. She told my father, "You don't have to come, but I am going. I will take the children to Shangla." She knew he could not let her go alone. My mother had had enough of the gunfire and tension and called Dr. Afzal and begged him to persuade my father to leave. He and his family were going, so they offered us a lift. We did not have a car. We were lucky that our neighbors, Safina, and her family were also leaving and could fit some of us in their car while the rest would go with Dr. Afzal. Now, my father had resisted leaving till the end because she was having sentimental touch with that place. Not he was having sentimental touch with that place. Not only he, all we are. But this was the time to move from there. Then some of my parents' friends had lost a relative in gunfire. Seeing their grief, my mother determined to leave from there. She told my father, if you are not coming, no problem, but I am going to take my children from there. My mother knew very well that he could not let her go alone. My mother had had enough of gunfire and tension and called Dr. Afzal and begged him to pursue. It means to begged him to convince my father to leave from there. He and his family were going, so they offered us a lift. We did not have a car. But that time we were feeling very lucky because our neighbors, Safina and her family also leaving. That's why some can be fit in their car while the rest can be in Dr. Afzal car. On 5th May 2009, we became IDPs. IDPs, internally displaced person. It sounded like a disease. We felt it very much. We were sad. My mother, father, grandmother, my cousin wife and baby and my brothers were all squeezed into the back of Dr. Afzal van along with his wife and children. There was so much rush in that part because so many persons were there. They were squeezed, too much congested. There were children in the lap of adults and smaller children in their laps. I was luckier. There were fewer people in Safina's car, but I was devastated by the loss of my school bag. I was so much tensed, so much sad, so much disappointed by the loss of my school bag. Safina's father put his foot on the pedal and away drove out of the small world of our street, home and school, and into the unknown. We did not know if we would ever see our town again. The streets were jam-packed. I had never seen them so busy before. There were cars everywhere, as well as rickshaw, new carts, and truck laden with people and their belongings. Thousands of people were leaving with just the clothes they had on their backs because so much rush was there. That's why so many people took only the material which they need as clothes. Some of them were there, they don't know where they have to move. It felt as if the whole valley was on the move. Few people knew where they were going, they just knew they had to leave. This was the biggest exodus in Pashtun history. It means first time there was a lot of people together on the way. The road was heaving with traffic, full with traffic. So much traffic was there everywhere. because all want to save their lives. It was a long, slow journey, and we all were very sweaty, cramped in together. Usually, car journeys are an adventure for children as we rarely go anywhere, but this was different. Everyone was depressed. Usually, what's happened if the children are going somewhere by car, they enjoy a lot. But now this was very different because they were using that car only to save their lives. Finally, we got through the mountains pass and left sweat behind. It was late by the time we reached Marden. My father kept insisting in a few days we will return. He was hopeful. He was thinking everything will be fine one day. But we knew that was not true. We were planning to make our way to Shangla, our family village. So far we had driven in the opposite direction, but we had to take the only lift we would to go out of sweat. They were in the opposite direction. Why? Because of that lift only which they were having that time to come out from the sweat valley. My father then left us to go to Peshawar and alert people to what was happening. He promised to meet us later. Then on the way, my father left us to go to Peshawar. He moved to Peshawar and alert people to what was happening, but promised us to meet later. The next day, we met up with my cousin Kanji, who was going to Besham, from where we would go to Shangla. It was not easy to get from Besham to our village, and we had to walk 25 kilometers carrying all our things. At one point, we were stopped by the army, who told us we could go no further and must run back. That time where we were. From there, it was not easy to move to our village. For that, we had to walk 25 kilometers carrying all our belongings. At one point, we were stopped by the army, who told us we could go no further and must turn back. Our home is in Shangla. Where will we go? We begged. We asked him, please let us go. My grandmother started crying. Finally, they let us through. They permitted us to move from there. The army and their machine guns were everywhere. Because of curfew and the checkpoints, there was not one other vehicle on the road that did not belong to the military. We were afraid that the army would not know who we were and would shoot us. Because there was curfew, so many checkpoints were there. No vehicle, only military. We were afraid that army would not know who we were. Maybe they will shoot us. We stayed in my mother's place, Karshat, with my uncle Faiz Muhammad and his family. I was happy to be with my cousin Sumbul, who is a year older than me. When we were settled, I started going to school with her. I was in year 6 but started in year 7th to be with Sumbul. It took over half an hour to walk to school. My uncle gave me pocket money to buy snacks at school. They sold cucumber and watermelon, not sweet and crisp like Mingora. One day at school, there was a Parents' Day and prize giving ceremony. I read a poem about working hard to achieve your heart's desire. A diamond must be cut many times before it yields even a tiny jewels, I said. Now Malala is telling about the poem. And the topic of this poem was a diamond must be cut many times before it yields even a tiny jewel. It means if we want to give a shape to anything, we have to cut. It was nice being with my cousin, but I missed my books. I kept thinking of my school bags at home with copies of Oliver Twist and Romeo and Juliet waiting to be read. While the school hours, usually Malala missed her books and copies of Oliver Twist and Romeo and Juliet, etc. But now we were living our own drama. While she was thinking about that copies books. But in reality, they were living their own drama. Because they don't know what they had to do. We had been so happy, then something very bad had come into our lives and we were now waiting for our happy endings. Now they were happy and thinking that something very bad had come into our lives. Now they were waiting for the happy ending. After we had been in Shangla for about 6 weeks, my father said we could travel to Peshawar. It was very emotional to see him again. After 6 weeks, Malala met her father. Her father told them now they can move to Peshawar. That time was very emotional for them to see him again. Then a complete family once more we travelled down to Islamabad. And then we went to Haripur, where one of my aunts lived. It was our 4th cry in 2 months. It was our 4th city in 2 months. I knew we were better off than those who lived in the camps, queuing for food and water for hours under the hot sun. But I missed my valley. Malala is telling that when she saw the people who were living in the camps, queuing for food and water for hours under the sun, it means we are better because there is no need to make a queue. There is no need to wait under the hot sun. But yet, she was missing her valley. It was there I spent my 12th birthday. Nobody remembered. I was upset and recalled how different my 11th birthday had been. I had shared a cake with my friends. There were balloons and I had made the same wish I was making on my 12th birthday. But this time there was no cake and there were no candles to blow out. Once again I wished for peace in our valley. She was wishing for the peace in her valley. I hope, students, you enjoyed the chapter. Thank you.